Alright everyone, Star Trek Discovery Episode 7 was a time loop episode. And those of us Trekkies who've been watching Star Trek forever love the time loop. It gives you the opportunity to see the characters do different things over and over again, like Groundhog Day, where they have the same situation and have to adapt to it. So what I liked about this episode was obviously the time loop. We got Harry Mudd back, who was Dwight from The Office. We got some sexy romantic thing between Tyler and Michael where they got to kiss, but then it was a time loop, so it didn't matter because no one remembered it anyway except for the one guy who's got the tardigrade DNA. But I have to say, it reminded me a lot of the Star Trek Next Generation episode where Worf finds himself in an alternate timeline and he's married and banging Deanna Troi. So I enjoyed kind of all the what ifs of this episode. I enjoyed how many times, of course, they had to blow up Discovery, how many times the characters had to kind of recap what had previously happened in order to stop the time loop. I do have to say there were a few little plot holes. There were some lines of dialogue that answered previous questions, like the sassy gay guy from engineering is still the guy who's jumping the ship through space because now he has the diabetic insulin patch where he can just plug right in, so that's great. We still haven't figured out why he's gone all Patrick Bateman in the mirror. I hope that maybe his doctor boyfriend will figure that out. I always have to say I love how inclusive Star Trek is, of different ethnicities, of different backgrounds. Their ability to show people in the background that are just having non-heteronormative relationships is always super refreshing. So it's nice seeing some lesbians dancing, it was nice seeing some gay guys have relationships, and it's nice seeing Michael and Tyler kind of play off each other in their awkward romantic getting to know one another. I miss Data, I miss robots. The guy with the tardigrade DNA has now become the most interesting character on the show. And my theory is that eventually he evolves into the Traveler character that eventually teaches Will Wheaton how to jump through space and time in Star Trek The Next Generation. Obviously, TNG is my favorite series, and so it always comes back to TNG. Either way, I really enjoyed this week's episode. Everybody's wearing a disco shirt, and I didn't realize, is that for Discovery, or is that just because they're selling it on the CBS store, trying to really get their merchandising in? I look forward to next week's episode of Star Trek Discovery, and happy Halloween, bitches!